What's up, everybody? It's Matt, the soaking wet awakening angler. I'm up here on the Salmon River today. It's Tuesday, the 27th of September. I asked a couple buddies of mine to go with me today, and I wanted to do a plug fishing video, and they weren't able to go, so I said, well, a buddy of mine, Captain Todd Shelter, Strike Zone Charters, was kind enough to let me use his boat today in the pouring rain, and I floated the top end. I was going to do the whole thing, and I might have, or I was going to do Altmar to 2A, which I might have if it wouldn't have poured rain nonstop all day long. But I had enough at that point, so I said, well, I floated the top. I was throwing spinners all day. I had probably 6-8 bites. It wasn't loaded up here, but if you go from top to bottom, Schoolhouse had fish in it. I didn't see much between the bridge in Altmar and the Schoolhouse. I left the Schoolhouse. I didn't see squat all the way down through the wires into Fraser's. One here, one there. There was a few in the belly of the wires by the tree. Then I got down through into Ellis Cove, and I saw a couple fish on beds, like actively digging, and you know, there was nobody around. Everybody had walked by. There was this one big hen right on a red, right tight to that far bank. So I swung the spinner through there 3-4 times. Third or fourth time, it just got inhaled by something smaller. And I'll tell you, surprisingly today, and I spent most of my time looking. I did way more looking than I did fishing, standing up, rowing, going from spot to spot. I saw way more brown trout than I expected to today. I'll bet you I saw a couple dozen, let's say conservatively, of all sizes. And I saw a couple tanks because they had a tail on them like that, and the whole outer rim edge of their tail is black. So it really stands out, almost looks like a largemouth tail. And when they start getting their spawning colors, which they are right now, brown trout are a fall spawner just like salmon. All of your rainbows and steelhead are spring spawners. All your chars are fall spawners, lake trout, brook trout. Rainbows, I believe, are the only spring spawner. Anyway, if you see those big browns in spawning colors, in the water, they look like a neon sign. They're that cream color tan that really, with that black tail, it's impossible to miss them. And I saw a lot of them today, way more than I thought. I had brought my float rod. I was planning on doing some float fishing as well in certain spots. And I've got a bunch of big, 14 or 16 millimeter beads. They're enormous. Look like a gumball. Some great colors. And so I brought my center pin rod. You guys are gonna laugh. And I brought one of my boxes. I didn't bring the box with all my floats in it. So I had a center pin with no float. So I didn't fish it, which was all right. I threw a spinner all day. It was fun. Like I say, it got bit 5 or 6 times. That first one was the best one. And I fought him for, 10 minutes, fishing my 7.5 foot Douglas X Matrix, the same rod you watch me drop shot with on a night of lake, and the same rod I was jigging for kings with. It's a medium action. It's a number 3 out of 5, but it's that extra fast tip, and I love my Douglas rods. And I don't have any problem doing battle with any fish, to be perfectly honest with you, in fresh water anyway. And I plan on taking that same Douglas X Matrix down to the Jersey Shore here in another couple weeks, looking for false albacore off the beach. So I love those rods, and I fish them. Period. I fish them. So it's rained all day. I'm not 100% sure what the water temperature is, and I hear rumor from a couple of my friends that are guides up here that I saw today, Stephen Shen, Joe Shisherman. I know, Joe, I messed up your last name, but they both said that supposedly they're going to bump the water up tonight, which makes sense because it's been raining all day, and we've had quite a bit of rain the last week and a half. So that will only help. If you're watching me out in internet YouTube land, and you're like, I don't know if I want to go up salmon fishing, and If you see that water comes up, you come salmon fishing, because it'll keep everybody off the middle of the river and onto the sides. And whether you're in a drift boat or even if you're fishing from shore, it makes those fish way less hawky the more water they have around them. And the bigger the water, the more you can throw gear, and make sure you check the regulations before you go and throw something out here that's wonky, because the man is around. I can guarantee that. He has been every year and always is. And there's no reason to purposely try to boink fish. There isn't. They will bite. They will bite if you fish for them. I promise you, and I don't care what it is, and I'm not gonna throw shade, and I'm not gonna whatever, but give them the chance. Give them the chance. I watched my friend Steven today. By the time I caught up to him in the trestle, we were going top to bottom, schoolhouse, wires, Ellis Cove. I found that fish on beds, and I did see about a dozen fresh looking females actively digging. Got down through the bovines, hard to see in there, didn't see much moving. Came out into the upper trestle. I didn't see a pile in the upper trestle. Way in the tail out of the upper trestle, right before the fast water, there was fish. The trestle all the way down around the corner is wiggling. There was hundreds and hundreds of thousands, thousands. There was a pile of fish in the trestle all the way down around the corner into the frog water. By the time I ran into Steven this morning, he'd already had 10 bites sitting on anchor, plug fishing, which is awesome. He said he got, I don't remember. He said they landed a couple. At the very tail of the trestle, I had a pile of fish in front of me that I was fishing to, and he came and plugged down through. I got some video of it. Right where we knew he was gonna, number one rod against the bank, just pinned over. They got that fish. Beautiful big buck. Man, big buck. 20s. So, through the trestle, I got down into the can, top of the snag. I didn't see much in the top of the snag in the fast water right there. Down in the belly of the snag, loaded. But it's froggy down there, and it's tough. Now that would be a great spot if this water comes up. You can come in from the north side, plenty of access in there. Come off the North Trestle Road, and you could really fish it with bigger water. Anything over 750, you get a nice current right down through the seam right there, through the middle, and that holds fish. Got down in the island. I didn't look at the island. There was a couple guide boats in there. I see two of the clients with the guides that were hooked up, so I'm assuming that deeper pocket and that slot all the way down through had fish in it. Hit the corner at the fridge, and that's where I met up with Joe, and he waved me over, and they had one that they were fighting when I pulled in, and I saw quite a few fish in there. And then from there down through the express all the way into the Willows, I didn't see much. Here or there, I didn't see anything on beds. And then the fast water into Pineville, where the ramp is, where I'm standing now, I didn't see much either. There's plenty of fish around. If you want to go fishing, come up and go fishing. If you can get away Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday during the week, come up and go fishing. Because it was very pleasant up there today. Wasn't a ton of people, wasn't a ton of fish. I was going to do the middle. If I had my friends with me, we would have definitely. I just didn't feel like going that far, and I had two guys that could give me a ride and get me out of the pouring rain, so I took it. So, a lot of fun today. It felt good to have a couple fish just waffle. And if you're fishing gear, if you're fishing, I did throw a mag lip. What's that? Is that a quick fish or flat fish? It's a flat fish, I believe, the mag lip. I did chuck that around, had a bead chain on it with a single hook. All lures have to have single hooks on them, whether they float or sink. I did throw that around a couple times. I couldn't get the angles right. I had a couple fish swirl on it. I did bunk one in the fin that I quickly got off. And then I hung that lure up because I'm like, I don't even want to have the opportunity to do that. So I just fished spinners, and I fished them just like I would fish in a trout stream, you know, down and across, and really letting that blade work like this, and trying to get that reaction strike, which is what I did 4 or 5 times. And you know, you're like, and you're kind of real into it. And I was like, wow. And you're like, man, come on, let's go. But a lot of fun. It's not bad being out in the rain when you don't have to be and you choose to be. And now it's starting to pick up again, so I'm getting in the truck and getting out of here. So thanks everybody. Thanks for joining me. I'll have a video today. Like I say, I'll have a video for today later on, probably end of the week. It would have been better if I had people sitting in the front. I almost did a little contest or something last night or put a post up to see if anybody, you know, wanted to go last minute. I didn't, because I didn't know, you know, I don't know. I didn't really know how it would work, but, you know, put in the comments below if you're somebody that has a flexible schedule at work. You never know when I'm going to do something like this again. Yeah, put it in the comments below, and I guess I'll put a little list together of, you know, if I need people, because like I wanted to do a plug fishing video today, so I need 2 guys in the front running rods while I'm rowing the boat, you know, and then fighting fish and all that fun stuff. I really wanted to get the content and, you know, whatever. So if you're interested in future outings and you have a truly flexible schedule, say, you know, raise your hand in the comments below, and I'll put together a little last minute call list or something. And because there's going to be plenty of times all the way through next spring where, you know, when I come up or want to go fish this up here, I love to plug fish, so I need guys in the front of the boat who are going to run rods and fight fish and be awesome. So thanks everybody for joining me on this really soaking wet day, and I am wet completely. So I'm going to get out of here, and thanks everybody so much, and I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Keep your tip up.